Good evening, everybody. How's it going, everyone? I hope you are all doing well. We have had a slew of good news happening here in South Africa. Actually, today was the first day that people could kind of move around. We don't have a curfew anymore. People can buy alcohol again. It's been pretty good. I even know some people who have gone out for some 4x4ing and some, drives to the beach and stuff now. So sounds like things are on the up and up. However, it's not so lovely and cheery for me because I don't really want to drive the Jimny at the moment because she's officially for sale. So I'm going to pop the link here if you guys want to have a look and see, but it's official. The Jimny's up for sale, and this week should be the last modifications should be happening this week to her, and then ready to film the final video, the grand walk around, all the little details, how much everything costs to build, and some of my feedback on some of the accessories and stuff. So I think that's going to be. It's been a very high demand video, but I think it's going to be quite good. I'm excited to do it. Sad, but excited. And then I've gotten a lot of feedback from people saying that they haven't been receiving notifications of the videos. So I just wanted to give you guys a reminder just to go down there and make sure that your notification bell has been checked and that you've selected the correct setting, that YouTube can give you notifications of when Roam videos go up or when the live streams happen and things like that. Just so we can get that sorted out. And yeah, so let's have a look and see who's in our chat today. We've got Victor Bart. Good to see you here, buddy. Rikus Peterson. Good to see you. Yep, I'm doing well. Axel Cartwright. Good to see you, bud. Thomas H. Hello, everyone. Arpit Kumar. Hello. Victor wants to trade his Unimog for the Jimny. I say no thank you. How's it, Rolf? How you doing, buddy? So let me just chat to you guys a little bit about what's on the cards for tonight. So for some of you, you may not know. Some of you do know. If you've been tuning into the live streams and you've been watching every week, you're going to know what's happening with the new build and all of that stuff. If this is your first time tuning in, we are pretty much going to be looking at moving to a Toyota Hilux, and in this episode we're going to kind of talk about all the little things that I've got planned, the stuff that I want to do for videos and stuff like that. So it's obviously going to be all build related, not so much travel orientated yet. We'll get there, but I think the build is what's going to be really exciting over the next couple of months. So I want to kind of focus on that a little bit, give you guys a little bit of a teaser of some things that are going to be coming up. And just kind of get some people excited for the new build, because there's a lot of people are upset to see the Jimny go, and I just want people to know that it's not the death of Rome. This is just the very beginning. So hopefully tonight I can give you guys a bit of a look into all the cool stuff that is going to be coming up. Slam the like button. Yep, always slam the like button. There's nothing ever goes wrong when you slam the like button. How's it going, Matthew O and Dean Stevens? Welcome. Okay, so let's have a look here. I've got a couple of little topics to go over. And okay, so for those of you that are in South Africa and you guys have been wondering about what's happening with the legislation and the rules around lockdown and stuff, you can now officially go to 4x4 trails and hiking and all of that stuff on your own. You can't go in a big group or anything like a club event or anything like that. So we can't do any Roam meetups or anything just yet. We'll have to just wait until we've got a bit better information about the legality of that whole situation. Niels is checking in. Good day, mate. Hello, Niels. FC, hello. I almost crashed myself when I saw the time. Hein Ellerbeck, hey guys. Hi, Hein. We are just about to start talking about the new build and everything. Okay, so here's the thing. This is what I've been struggling with. So over the past couple of weeks, obviously since I made the announcement, a lot of people have gotten in touch with me about the new build, wanting to get involved, wanting to see what they can contribute towards it. They're giving some ideas and things like that. I've had also a lot of people already, nudge nudge, wink wink, Axel Cartwright, already making fun of me for buying a Toyota. I don't have a Toyota and I'm not a Toyota owner yet, but he's already sending me photos of Land Rover Defenders towing Toyotas. And he's not the first person to do that. So I foresee a very interesting future ahead of us. And I think I'm going to develop a tough skin. And turn into toy, how's it? So is the Lux in your driveway already? No, it is not. So guys, just so you know, I cannot get the new vehicle until the Jimny gets sold. So if you guys know anybody who wants a Jimny that's all kitted out and it's totally awesome, let me know. Put them in touch with me, man. I don't know, if European people want to buy a holiday vehicle, I know one for you. You can park it in a cargo company, sold, and to get everything going in that area. So let's have a look here. Vernon van Dyke, hi. Kevin Pinaglia, good to see you. James Hunt, good to see you. Damn straight, all in good humor. I'll let you know when my hands are free from oil. Probably never. Yeah. James Hunt, love from India. The Rookie Indian, hello, love your camping. The Rookie Indian, love the Jimny that you had. It was awesome. Well, luckily I still have it. And I will love it until it is no longer mine and that love can be passed on to someone else. Victor Bart back with pizza. Oh, you lucky man. Lucky man. Okay, so let's get back to the build. I've got a selection of images for you guys. And this is where the problem comes in. Okay, so this is I've showed you guys this picture before. There's a picture I've stolen off of the internet. I'm sorry whoever took this photo. I'm assuming it's a dealership who was selling a vehicle, so I don't think they mind. But this is the kind of blank canvas that we're going to be starting with. This is not the exact vehicle, obviously. It will be a Toyota Hilux. It will end up looking like this, especially the front bumper and all of that stuff. I'm sure I'm probably going to definitely go wild dog again. I just love the look of it. But that's not the problem, okay? This is the problem, okay? Option 1, okay? Option 2. So it's going to start over here. Obviously, I'll buy a standard plain white vehicle. And then the next thing is choosing the wrap, and I cannot decide between going gray again, which it's awesome, or going this green, which is like also really awesome. So it's guys, this is tough. This is really tough, and we're not even talking matte. We're not even talking gloss yet. We're not even talking any of that stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's let's just have a look. So we got the plain. Green, gray. Now, they're all quite cool. All of them are cool. I even like the white, I'm going to be honest with you. But I've committed to myself to never owning a white vehicle again. So it needs to change very quickly. Let me just quickly... Okay, wait, let's just have a look here. So here's another shot where I've kind of tweaked it a little bit. We got the green. So this is Rolf's Hilux Legend 50 that I took a cell phone photo of and kind of tweaked. And then we got the gray. And we go back to the green. I feel like I'm doing an eye test. A or B? So yeah, that's where I'm stuck at the moment. So I hope you guys can understand that. I mean, I'm even looking at the comments here and it's like 50-50. And it's gonna be rough, guys. This is everybody I've spoken to is like, oh, I love this one, but I also love this one. Good luck, you make the choice. Let me read through some questions quick here. Sorry, I missed quite a few actually. Big Eddie Russell, hello. So what made you get a Hilux? I'll chat about that for sure. So essentially, the Hilux is a couple of different things culminating together. It's one of the most popular vehicles in the world, especially for my audience, being Africa, Europe, and Australia. C, it's a fantastic, reliable vehicle. It's the smallest, one of the smallest of the ute/buckies that you can get. And I didn't want to go big like I did with the Amarok before, or like a Ranger or something like that, because those are quite big. And I think it's like literally like 10 centimeters narrower or 15 centimeters narrower than the Amarok. And that might not seem like a lot, but it's a lot. I've heard great things about the new 2.4 liter diesel motor. I've heard great things about the automatic transmission. I've heard, the fuel consumption's looking really good. You can expand the fuel tanks to like 160 liters. There's a lot you can do with the vehicle. There's a plethora of modifications that you can do. There's a huge modifying market based around the Hilux, and a lot of people who own Hiluxes who want to modify them. So for me, from a commercial perspective, working with my sponsors and things like that, it's a lot of bang for buck. So there's a lot of different things that go into it. If I was just thinking purely myself, no sponsors, no I'm not doing this as a profession, I would probably have leaned more towards the D-Max, the Isuzu D-Max, or a Land Rover Defender, if you guys want to know. The Land Rover Defender would be pure passion, and I've always wanted a Land Rover Defender. I think they're fantastic vehicles, and I would have just learned to change oil. But yeah, so just so you guys know what was kind of on the table and what I was thinking about. Then I saw one here from Christine Siebert. What was the music on the 50,000 subscribers? So I license all of my music from a platform called Epidemic Sound, and it was just a track I found on there. I'm never too precious I never remember the names of the songs. Stay away from the old Defender. What a piece of crap. Had one for 5 years. Money pit. Yeah, Mark. We know about these things, but they're lovely anyway. So people digging option 2, cool, expedition worthy. What do you recommend, mechanical Jimny or an automatic box? I don't know. It's up to you completely. They're both very similar. Gray and white are a bit boring. Green. The white looks great, but gets dirty very quickly. Look, all of the colors are going to get dirty quickly. And then remember, the darker the color gets, the more dirty it's going to get as well. But I've looked at a couple of shots of that green in like the bush, and it looks amazing, and it looks good dirty. And for me, that is a good thing. Like the Jimny looks great filthy. Like it's just a good looking car when it's dirty. So that also that's important to me as well. FC half grey, half green. Yeah, I mean, if you can't have both, I mean, Rikus definitely green. Tartan wrap. Rudy B, how's it going, buddy? Christine, I answered your question. Sorry, I see you spamming there. Wayne Josias, why Wild Dog? I just love the look, man. I mean, I don't know. You can look at it yourself. It's pretty damn nice, and I'm definitely wanting to go the color matched bumpers. That's going to be big for me. I enjoyed having the full black bumpers on the Jimny, but I find that black can fade quite quickly, and I just think paint is just a bit more reliable. I mean, in terms of you just give it a good clean and it's good to go. And if it gets a couple chips and stuff, it's not the end of the world. What's the biggest long-range tank on the Lux, says Rolf. I know you used to get an 80-litre long-range tank from Frontrunner, but I don't know if they make them anymore. I think now the biggest is a 65-litre long-range tank. Then we have, Hein, 80 litres. I just want to find out who's doing those long-range tanks. I need to do a bit more research on it. Mr. Blaine Foster, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Big Eddie Russell. Yeah, I just got a brand new Hilux from work. I was sad to give up my Defender. Great choice. Yeah, again, it's one of those things. It's like my passion is definitely, I would love a Defender, but I've sat in the driver's seat and I'm a big guy and it's not that great for me. So I think it's also one of those things where I think going with something, I mean, not that the Hilux is particularly spacious inside, it's really not, but it's it's a modern vehicle, you know. So it's relatively spacious and comfortable. So Wayne Josiah says, check out Rad in the Philippines. They're doing some awesome stuff. That's very cool. I think the Philippines is booming at the moment when it comes to 4x4 modifications and things like that. They're doing a really great job. And they're really like embracing the passion of it, which is really awesome. Rolf, yeah. So just to answer, G-Man en route, the Auto 2.4. That's what I'm looking at. The Rookie Indian, good night, or Subratri. I'm trying, man. I'll learn Hindi one day, don't worry. Katie's Garage, no worries, man. Good to see you here. Why not a Rhino bumper from Matthias Niebuhr? I mean, I could go Rhino bumper. I could. They also look great. What I'm thinking though is because obviously, I mean, I would do it from a commercial perspective, so I would then need to partner with that company, and then Rhino is a great company to do that with. They got fantastic products. I just think for my needs, I don't know. I think the Wild Dog bumpers, I like the fact that the rear wheel carrier, the rock sliders, the front bumper, I'm a bit kind of anal when it comes to that stuff. I like them to all be the same design. I like them to all be the same aesthetic and the same manufacturer. So I think it's one of those things where it's like either go full on, Wild Dog or full on Rhino or whatever. I just felt like the offering from Wild Dog is a lot more approachable for a lot of people in terms of pricing and stuff like that. And they recently got the ABR ratings to sell Hilux bumpers in Australia. So I think that's also, cool. I'm big on, supporting local companies and local manufacturers and things like that. And I think especially in a time like now, I think that's super important. That's not to say that, the local resellers of Rhino bumpers and stuff don't need support. They definitely do. I've worked with them before. Fantastic bunch of guys. And it's, I would definitely be keen to work with them as well. Unfortunately, can only put one thing on the vehicle. So put it this way, the anything build related is not locked down right now. This is just playing with fantasy at the moment. And I think hence you can see all the Photoshop and stuff, kind of playing around with colors and all of those things. So we in that realm of planning and toying with ideas and things like that. I have Wild Dog currently on the Jimny, and it feels like something natural to kind of go to, but I can also try something new. So yeah, that's very true. And then, so I saw something here from... So Christine asks this question every time we have the live stream. I think the best little overlander for a teenager who wants to travel around South Africa is a short wheelbase Pajero 2.8 diesel. That's what I think. From 2005. I think that's the best one. Or my Jimny, which is for sale. You can see the link further up in the chat. Hein Ellebeck says Gerbes does an 80-litre tank. Ruben van der Merwe, good to see you, buddy. Rolf R. Gerbes. Well, Gerbes is definitely locally made. I'm pretty sure, Rolf. I'm pretty sure. With a name like that, I'd be disappointed if they weren't. Big Eddie Russell, are you going to fit a winch? So yes, I am going to go winch. And so this is the kind of theory that I'm thinking. And I was chatting to Rolf about this the other day. I don't want to go massive tires. I don't want to go like 35-inch tires. I don't want to go even 33-inch tires. I want to go a reasonable sized tire, probably somewhere like a 32-inch tire, and then I'm going to go underbody protection and a winch. That's the kind of setup I'm going to do instead of going with the bigger tires. I just think the performance, the kind of hit on performance is quite big with bigger tires, and your fuel consumption and all of that stuff. And I'd like the vehicle to be relatively, I want it to be quite capable. I don't want it to be ultra capable. I don't need to do like crazy 4x4ing stuff, but I want it to be protected if I do go on a section of trail that's a little bit more intense than I should be doing. And if I do get stuck, I will have the winch and stuff like that. So I'm prioritizing, I'll have a decent amount of ground clearance, especially going, so I think I'm going one size bigger than the standard tires is the size that I'm going to go. So it'll be slightly bigger, so I'll get slightly more diff clearance, but then the rest will be not a body lift, but suspension lift and underbody protection. So just trying to keep it lightweight and balance the vehicle out and not let it drive like a dog, G-Man, will you be doing any long-term / longer trips more than a week in this future rig? That is exactly why I'm getting this vehicle, because I want to be able to spend at least 10 days off grid. That's my goal, is I want to be off grid for 10 days. So we're talking a 90-liter National Luna fridge. We're talking, a decent size onboard water tank. I need at least 40 liters of water on board. We need to go long range tanks. So we need at least 180 liters or 160 liters at the minimum. There's a lot of particular requirements, which, these numbers that we're talking now is just like astronomical in terms of, when we were talking with the Jimny, we were talking a 50-liter fridge, we're talking 80 liters of fuel, so now like the hope for this next build is to be able to just double that kind of the payload. Heinz says, hey Blaine, how's the Ford doing? Ready for upgrades? Wild Dog has such good products. They really do. They're really well-made products. And that when I got to go to the factory and kind of film them making everything, and they put a lot of hard work into their stuff, I wouldn't say Wild Dog is expensive. You remember, you have to compare Wild Dog to a Rhino bumper or, something like that, or Rival bumper. That's with the comparison you need to look at, or an Anker bumper. You can't compare a Wild Dog bumper to a Backyard Special, because a Backyard Special will always be cheaper, but you can't guarantee the quality. And taking a bumper and doing ABR testing on it is an incredibly expensive process to make sure that the airbag's safe. The build of the Overlander is important, but I'm here to see epic things. Well, you are in the right place. Sorry guys, I'm going to take you away from this lovely picture of the green Hilux there. We will come back to that soon. Are you putting a full stand-up camper shell like Anderson Pier White or rooftop tent like the Jimny? So I'm going to do a normal canopy. So from Bushtech, we're going to do aluminium canopy from Bushtech. And then on top of that, I'm going to put hopefully the Easy On blade again. I really loved that on the Jimny. It was just too big for the Jimny, and the Jimny couldn't really handle it properly. So having a bigger vehicle to put that on, it's going to be lovely. I'm very excited for that. Smart, smaller tires, you make an Overland and not an extreme off-roader. Exactly. And you know what? I've seen four-wheel drive action and where Graham Cahill goes in his Isuzu D-Max with 31-inch tires, and I have no expectation of doing trails like that in the Hilux. So if I have a slightly bigger tire than that and protection and a winch and all that stuff, I know it'll go wherever it needs to. Axel says mud or all-terrain tires and steel cable or synthetic rope. So I would generally tend for a synthetic rope on a winch. And then the tires debate is still on. If I'm doing a lot of travel and I'm going on a long trip up into Africa, chances are I'm going to go mud tires. That's something I need to just have that debate, once I have the vehicle, I'll make that decision, put it that way. Chances are that from who I'm buying the vehicle from, it'll probably come with a decent set of all-terrain tires to start out with, so I'm not going to be rushing to replace the tires immediately like with the Jimny. That was the first thing I changed. Bobo 4-wheel drive, your Jimny is one of the most beautiful and better in the world, and the Hilux will hardly be able to meet those expectations from the audience. I disagree with you there. I think the Hilux is going to be something special, especially in phase 2 of the build. So there's a phase 1 of the build, which we are going to be working on now, which is what, the kind of stuff that I'm talking to you guys about. But there's a phase 2 to the build where it's going to elevate quite dramatically. I can't give too many details about that, but it's one of those things. It's going to definitely, guys, I mean, it's not called Rome overloading for nothing. No, I'm kidding. Green, just saying. Hein, I agree with you, buddy. Ruben van der Merwe, what awning are you going to put on? There's my awning. There she is. Batwing 270, man. All the way. Easy on Batwing 270. Love it. Byron Tappan, hi Adrian, what's your take on fixing your dual battery system to the vehicle rather than having the ability to move it in and out of your vehicle, i.e. the National Luna DC to DC battery box? So right now, where's mine? It's over there. It's busy. It's on permanent charge. Put it this way. I love the fact that that green box is now not permanently installed in the chimney. Because if that was permanently installed in the chimney, wouldn't that now be a pickle? So now that green box, straight into the bucky, all I have to do is wire up the cable, Dunzos, dual battery system, solar inputs, all of the stuff. So that to me is the benefit of a portable power pack, is that it just goes into the vehicle, you just plug it into the battery and you are ready to go. Whereas, you know, if you are permanently wiring it in, I'll show you guys how you can permanently wire it in. I might do a setup like that on the Hilux, so I can show you if you want to do it with, say, for example, National Lunar products, how you can go about that. But you're going to need a good quality canopy for that, or you're going to need to take out your rear seats and do something there. But that green box is designed to fit in the back of a bucky. That's what it's designed for. You know, it fits right there by the wheel arch. It just fits. It's got a nice level surface. It's a good height, and yeah, I mean that you can stack an ammo box next to it and then have room above it. So there's things like, so if you've got a false floor or you've got things like that, it integrates really nicely into like drawer systems and things like that. So it's a tough one, but I quite like the portable systems. I like the versatility. I would say on a little vehicle like the Jimny, you can't lose that space. You know, there's just a limited amount of space in a vehicle like that. So that's where doing a permanent installation for me would be a good option. But there's a huge merit in the National Lunar portable power packs for this very reason. Blaine, hi, sorry missed your comment, saving up a bit. Yeah. Anga Bondan, what happened with the Jimny? Well, the Jimny is still in the driveway, but it's up for sale now. Richard Jute, mud tires are required for the 2021 Zanzibar trip. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, man. We got to put muds on there. Hopefully I can get a tire company on board and I can have both sets of tires and we can play around with both, and I can make videos talking about the different tires and how they work and stuff, and if I notice what kind of differences and things I notice. That would be really cool. I've never used mud tires before. It would be nice to get that experience of using them. I don't know. I think that would be cool. Bobo, I hope so. I can't wait to start the build. Ruben, awesome awning. I wish I could have a Hilux one day. They are really awesome. Well, I mean, you know what the nice thing with Hiluxes is? There's so many accessories for them, old and new. So you can always pick up an old one and still have an amazing time with it. And chances are they're pretty bulletproof, so they'll still run for a good amount of time. What front cab, like single or double? Eddie, I'm going to go with the double cab for sure. I want to be able to take some people with, and I want space for my camera equipment and all of that. Wishing for a Hilux on a Mahindra budget. Yeah, well, Mahindras are not too cheap nowadays. Are you going to get a single cab, double cab? Yeah, I'll answer that. Custom electrical build needs to happen. I'll speak to my electrical engineering friends. Yeah, you know what? I want to do a custom electrical build, and I think because as a filmmaker and stuff like that, having those extra power requirements is, it does add a bit of complexity to it, and doing it nicely, you can get really good results. So here's the thing. I've got these are some of the things that I want to make videos about, and I really want to get your guys' feedback on this, because I think this is something I'm quite excited about personally to learn, but I want to know if this is something that you guys would be interested in seeing. So you guys have seen Hein Ellerbeck on the live streams and stuff like that. So he wants to help me set up kind of DIYing the vehicle. So things like DIY installation of the suspension, how to install brakes on a Hilux, how to sort of doing like brake upgrades, how to do your own diff breathers, how to do custom electrical wiring and stuff for your switches, and wiring a dual battery system and all of those things. And he's going to help me kind of put together that DIY series for the Hilux on how to, on a bit of a budget, you can modify your vehicle in your driveway. So I think that's going to be a really cool thing. We're going to look at things like what type of oils to use, when to change your oils, if you're going to dusty locations, if you need to change your certain greases and stuff on the vehicle to prolong the life of your vehicle, to prolong the reliability of your vehicle. So there's a lot of things like that we're gonna cover in a good part of the series. And I think if I look here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 episodes of like DIY stuff on the Hilux. So there's also, I want you guys to feed back to me and just say, look, I would love to know how to DIY this. You know, how can I do this? How can I do that? And then Hein and I are going to try and tackle those things. So we're going to do snorkel installation, a lot of things. I'm going to cut a hole in the side of my car. And yeah, I don't want to do it. So I think that would be really, really cool. And I think, yeah, I mean, you know what? We're all going into a difficult time at the moment with the lockdown and all that stuff. Some people aren't earning what they were earning, and it doesn't mean that people are going to stop upgrading their vehicles. But if you can save yourself $1,000 or $2,000 on fitment, or, you know, that might help, you know. So a lot of the people that we're going to try and partner with are going to be companies that kind of fit into that mentality of doing some cool DIY stuff. So I think that's going to be really cool. I'm excited to learn from Hein how to do all of these things. I'm excited to learn from all the you know potential sponsors and everything, because there's a lot of we're going to dig into the technology of the stuff this time around. We're going to dig into the technical aspects and look at, when we think of suspension, for example, we're going to look at load ratings, we're going to look at valving, we're going to look at the what makes a suspension setup ride better, or, you know, what changes the characteristics of your suspension. We're going to look into that stuff. And I think that's something that we'd all benefit from learning a little bit more technical information about that stuff. When it comes to brakes, you know, how awesome would it be to learn about the different brakes, and, you know, let's do some brake tests and see what happens if you change your brake pads, what happens if you change your brake calipers, and things like that. And yeah, I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm excited for this, and this is what I'm calling Rome 2.0. Is that it's, think of the first episodes. It was just me kind of experiencing everything for the first time, you know, putting the bumpers on and putting the suspension in. And I learned a little bit in the process of research and all of that stuff. But I would love to know how to change a shock absorber, you know, because what if it breaks while I'm out in the bush? And I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. So we're going to have a basic look into the bush mechanics side of things as well. Or if your brakes are squealing, or there's something going on with your brakes, that you can diagnose a problem. And that if you need to remove the brake pads and take out a stone or something, that you can do that. So I'm excited to learn that, and I'm sure you guys are going to be kind of keen to kind of see that stuff too. Kevin Panaglia, DIY takes guts. It'll be fun. I think so too, man. Love to see your face with a 100mm saw on the fender. No. I can't cut straight lines, so that's definitely not going to happen. Fahad Al Amri says, what about a Tacoma instead of a Hilux? Well, we don't get the Tacoma in South Africa. I love the look of the Tacoma, and you know, it's a really great vehicle. But yeah, we only have the Hilux. Curtis Bunchies 2.4 is a less troublesome motor, but would look at the 2.8. Better resale value and no tinkering necessary. Yeah, I agree with you there, but at the same time, I don't know. I've just heard that the 2.8 and the auto box just don't sing well together, and I really want an automatic. Cut a hole in my super experienced Hilux. I can't do it. I won't do it. Could you also do a video on maintenance on the Hilux? And that's the kind of stuff that we're going to do. So Big Eddie Russell, we're gonna look at doing, you know, when to check your. I'm sure we'll look at diesel filters, we'll look at air filters, we'll look at changing oils and things like that, and how to get the best life out of the Hilux. Richard Jute, start second channel for these tutorials, diversification. No, because I think this is relevant to Rome Overlanding. I think this is the kind of stuff that you should know. You know, you don't have to, put it this way, you don't have to know it to do overlanding, but I think it's good to know it. I think you're going to feel more confident when you're out there and something happens. You're not going to panic. You know, take, for example, the guys on four-wheel drive action. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with everything they do and how far they push the vehicles, and I don't think breaking a vehicle every episode is particularly fun. But they break a CV, they know how to fix it. They're not crying. You know, they're not like, oh no, it's the end of the show. No. They embrace the challenge. And I think, you know, if you're doing that kind of stuff, it's horses for courses. You need to know how to do that if you're going to push your vehicles to that limit. Curtis, do the courses with Paul. I don't live in Cape Town, and I've got a very capable Hein Ellerbeck right on my doorstep that I think will be really cool. So Andrew St. Pierre White can have Paul Marsh. I think Paul's a great guy and everything, and I've got nothing against him. But yeah, I don't know. I've never met the man, so. Reinhard Theron. Daron, what is going to be the plan with the Hilux? Permanent overland setup, or will you be able to remove it for daily use? I haven't fully decided on this yet. I'm a balls to the walls kind of guy, so chances are I'm going to go full overland setup and then figure it out later. I have realized though that, on the Jimny, I can get away with having the rooftop tent on all the time and still get into certain parking lots and malls and things like that. With a Hilux, that is going to be impossible to do. So I really have to think about it and how I'm going to take off the rooftop tent, because that's going to be the main concern. Also, having a 50mm lift with big tires makes things a bit of a pain. Luckily, one of the big malls near me has a 4x4 parking area. Roof, video of drilling holes in the Hilux roof for the K9 rack installation. Look, when it comes to doing the racks and stuff, I'm going to leave that to the professionals. Yeah, I don't want that weight or anything like that jiggling around or coming off the vehicle. I'd rather they do it properly. Wayne Josiah, very impressed with iCamp, easy setup and easy down. Yeah, I mean, I like the innovation that iCamper is bringing to the party. I like what they're doing. I just like the heritage of Easy On. Mr. Epic Africa, welcome to the show. Like I said, I like the iCampers. I do. I'm not affiliated with them or anything like that. So for me, I'm affiliated with Easy On, and I love their products and I believe in their products. So for me, that's a natural kind of flow to go to Easy On. Adrian Armas. Nice to have another Adrian in the crowd. Hey, hello from Mexico. How's it going, buddy? Wayne Josiah, what's your compressor of choice? So in terms of the compressor, I'm using that guy there, that 160 liter Chinese special. It works, and it worked on my big bucky pretty well as well. It did start to slow down quite dramatically from the third tire, like doing the third tire, and then it takes a while on the fourth tire, whereas on the Jimny it blasts everything up in like no time at all. So that is something to consider. But also, I don't have budget for the ARB dual compressor. I don't think many people have budget for the ARB dual compressor. I think if you are, say for example, a tour operator, and you have clients, and having something like the dual compressor might work really well for that if you're helping them air down and air up their tires. If you're traveling a lot in a group, I think it's got its perks. I think for a single-use traveler, for me, what if it takes me 5 minutes to inflate all my tires? What am I doing? I'm on holiday. I'm not, I'm not on holiday, but I'm on a trip. That if it takes me 5 minutes to inflate my tires, so what? My double cab is 2.45 meters high, and it is a pain. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. What is the truck bed size of the Hilux? I'm not too sure. I know it's one of the smaller ones. I think between the Isuzu D-Max and the Hilux, they've got the smallest trays or tubs. And for those of you who are watching from overseas and you're wondering what a bakkie is, a bakkie. So a bakkie is an Afrikaans word for a tub. That's all it is. It's an Afrikaans word for a tub. So if you hear me say bakkie, that refers to a truck or utility vehicle that's got a tub on the back. Australians get trays. So we're gonna, if one day when we have lots of trays in South Africa, we're gonna have to come up with another word for that. I don't know what a tray is in Afrikaans. I'm sure many of you guys in the audience can maybe give me an inkling to what a tray is in Afrikaans, and then we can rename bakkies to whatever that word is. I have the same compressor, no issue in 5 years. Yeah, Curtis, I've had that compressor for 3-4 years now. So same for me, man. I've even like cut up the cables and done weird things to it. Axel, will you hard mount the compressor for onboard air? I would love to do that. Will that actually happen? I'm not too sure. Let's see how it goes. Maybe that's a project for Hein and I to tackle. You know, maybe we figure that out when we get there. Another Adrian for you. G-Man en route. I think it's around 1.5 meters for the DC tub. I mean, it's a decent amount of size. Vion Kutsa. Toyota tribe here. Awesome to see you joining the Toyotas. Yeah, man. I think we're going to become good friends when this all starts, because I'm sure you are going to love a nice new stream of fancy Hilux photos. You know what? There's one thing that I have to say was incredibly valuable for me with the Jimny, for example, is having all of the Jimny fan pages and people reposting my photos and stuff. It really helped contribute a lot to the growth of my Instagram profile. And I'm very keen for people to repost my photos and share my pictures and things like that for their own Instagrams and stuff. So if the only condition I have is that people tag, you know what I mean? You don't have to ask me if you're going to use the picture, but as long as you tag and credit Rome Overlanding if you use the picture, I'm totally fine with that. That goes to anyone in general. Bloodbuck. Yeah. Jose M. Did you have any reliability issues with the Jimny at all? There's only one issue I had with the Jimny, and that was the driver's seat. That collapsed. I don't know if it was assembled correctly, because nobody I know, and I've known people who are my size, if not a little bit bigger, driving Jimnys, and none of their seats have collapsed. And mine collapsed on maybe the 6th day of owning the vehicle. So that I'm waiting for the new seat to arrive. But that was done as a warranty claim through Suzuki. So they did realize that there was something wrong with the seat. Otherwise, beautiful vehicle. Buck size for Hilux is 1.6 by 1.6 inside dimensions. That is a very nice amount of space. I've already checked what I can fit in the back there, and I'm very happy, because I think the whole back of the vehicle is about the same size as the entire cabin on the Jimny. So there's a lot of things. Remove the tub and go tray with Aussie style canopy. Antonio de Toy, look, right now there are not many options available for that in South Africa. So until that changes, we're going to go traditional canopy setup. Alan Dunn, remember you won't be able to go places in the Hilux as you did in the Jimny due to the longer wheelbase. All of the places I went in the Jimny were all doable in other vehicles. Every single one of them. And especially in you have to remember that the average vehicle that goes on a 4x4 trail is a double cab Hilux. So most trails are rated according to a vehicle of that wheelbase, of that, having a rear diff lock, having, decent sized tires, 265, 65, 17s at a minimum. And so that's the basic level of a trail in South Africa. So I think as long as, I've got underbody protection, I've got a winch, I've got a good lift on and a good set of tires, I'll be able to go pretty much anywhere the Jimny went. The thing is, my argument for the Jimny is that you can do what a modified Hilux can do at a much lower price. That's my argument for the Jimny. Curtis, hard mounted to with a fly lead. Then you can tuck away in a small gap to... I don't know what that means, but okay. Ralph, how's it going? To free up space. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. Definitely, tagging is a must in the industry. Yeah, definitely, man. I dream about Hilux. Well, you're going to get all of those dreams fulfilled on my vehicle. 1.6 is too short to sleep in. Yeah, you know what? So Victor, that's why I went with Amarok before, because that was I think it was 2.1 meter kind of tray, and that was plenty for me to sleep in, fully stretched out. Jose M, awesome regards from Panama. Welcome, buddy. Antonio de Toy, that's why I build my own. Regards to, yeah, okay, well, that's a different story. Anta, welcome from Indonesia. Hello, hello. So let's have a look here. I think I've covered pretty much everything on my list that I need to cover. I'm going to give one more link into the chat of the Jimny's ad for sale, just in case you know anybody who's looking for a fully kitted out Jimny. I will be doing the big kind of reveal of the entire build. That's going to be coming up soon. So you guys can expect that. If everything goes according to plan, there should be a video up by next weekend. Then that's going to walk through the entire vehicle, all the little extras, how much it costs to put the whole vehicle together, all of those accessories, everything. And yeah, that's going to be quite exciting. So any of you guys who are looking to modify a Jimny or modify any vehicle, a lot of this stuff is universal. The prices don't vary too massively until you start looking at very specialized suspension setups and things like that on double cabs or bigger vehicles. So I think that's going to be one that a lot of people are going to be interested in seeing. What's kind of weird is that because you guys and I have been having this live stream experience every week, there's a lot of people who haven't joined into the live streams because it's quite long content and things like that. And they still don't have any idea that I'm selling the Jimny. So I'm like making posts on Instagram and stuff about it, and people are going like, what? You're doing what? So you guys are ahead of the curve. So I just also want to say thanks for tuning into these live streams. It's been a lot of fun, and it's so good to just kind of like bounce these ideas back and forth between everyone and just kind of see how, if you guys are resonating with them and stuff. And I'll be honest, a lot of this live stream has given me the confidence to make these moves forward. So thanks for kind of, for being there and hearing me out, even if things change up. What's your suspension of choice? Look, there's a lot of great suspension out there. And I was tempted to go with the Safari, with the Gabriel HDP shock absorbers like I had on the Jimny, because they are very good and they've got unlimited kilometer warranty for 3 years. But there's another option I'm looking at, and I don't want to talk about it too much just yet until I've got a bit of confirmation on whether it's possible or not. So there's some things like that I'm busy looking at. But on the suspension side of things, I'm not going overboard. I'm not partnering up with some massive company that's got these crazy suspension kits or anything like that. Again, I'm going to be looking at kind of working on with a local company who's doing custom work. That's the ideal thing for me. Would be really cool to be able to custom tune my suspension. So that would be first prize. So let's see what happens there. But that would be cool. Sorry if you covered this already, but are you removing the back seat for more space / camera gear? I'm not removing the back seats because I want to use the back seats. I want to do more trips with my family and stuff like that, and I want the back seats there for sure. It's also much easier when you are doing groceries and things just to chuck stuff in the back seat. So yeah, depending on the setup on the back. Eric Mutema, hello from Kenya. How's it going? Stelio Kukuzelis, what's up, man? Good to see you here. In Indonesia, need 5 years to get a new Jimny. Wow. Don't know if that's worth it. That's crazy, man. Axel, I back Old Man Emu all the way. It's the best and lasted 3 years in Botswana. That's impressive. I've heard a lot of good things about Old Man Emu. I've heard a lot of mixed things about Old Man Emu. If I was going to go Old Man Emu, I would go BP51s, and I would just take a loan, sell a liver or kidney, and just go all the way. But I have a feeling that I'm going to have a very good setup on the Hilux, and it's not going to cost a lot of money. And that would be first prize. Because remember, as much as I like working with sponsors and things like that, I work with companies that I believe in and that I think people would benefit from, using their products. And I've handpicked all of the people that I work with. You know what I mean? And then no one has come to me and said, can we put something on your vehicle? I go to them and I say, guys, I want to work with you. Can we do something? Or if they do get in touch with me and they're actually a company that I really wanted to work with, then I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to do this, and I make sure that this, I promise you, this season, we are going to go in on any kind of sponsored stuff. we're going to get the whole lowdown on everything. All the technology, the manufacturing processes, like all of the stuff, like I really want to dig into it. I want those to almost be little documentaries on how these products work and stuff. So, and remember, just because it's got a brand doesn't mean it's, that the concepts of that brand apply to a lot of products and a lot of different brands. And what's nice sometimes is when you learn that information about a brand, you realize why they priced a certain way or why it's good value for money and things like that. So I'm all about educating people and then empowering people to make their own decisions. I'm not going to tell you, oh, go and buy this thing because this is the best, if that's not what I believe, or if I have no reason or understanding as why. So that's what I think is going to be really fun with this build, is we're going to go through these processes, we're going to learn all of these things, and at the end of the day, hopefully you guys will be more enlightened to make your own decisions, so that you maybe don't get swindled by marketing or somebody who is a salesman and they're just trying to sell a product that they make good margins on. So yeah, I mean, I think that's it's going to be a very interesting kind of look into those things. That's the dream. Can't wait to see if local option fallen. BP51 is seriously priced. Normal old man emu is just as well suited and sufficient. Yeah, I probably agree with you there. It's just the baller factor, man. It's just that. It's that grey color. That's what gets me. I'm a sucker for good design. I see that yellow look and I'm like, nope. You see that grey look with that laser cut aluminium and things like that, and you're like, oh yeah. And it's a part of the vehicle that nobody really sees, but it's still awesome. And that's why the thing is, like, I mean, look, I've had chats with ARB and stuff, and one of the things that I wanted from them and the things that they wanted from me just didn't align, so the relationship didn't make sense at the end of the day. And that's how things go. But yeah, guys, so that is like, let me not go too far off topic or let this go on, too long. I think we've covered a good amount of stuff here. You guys have got a lot more information about what's coming up and what, is going to be happening with the vehicle. It's going to be a full build. So maybe before I wrap this up, I'm going to tell you the things that I'm going to be looking out for when I go to check out these vehicles. There's like 100-something Hiluxes to choose from. And some of the categories that I'm looking for to try and save a little bit of money, right? Because I know what's going to be happening to this vehicle. I don't care if the bumpers are cracked or scratched or, whatever, because the bumpers are going to come off. I care about the paintwork being in good condition. I care about the interior being in good condition. I know with these vehicles, all of them have got seat covers. So chances are whatever's underneath those seat covers is going to be pretty good. I want obviously the engine and the mechanical part of the vehicle to be sound. Now, where I'm buying the vehicle from, they do a full major service before they sell the vehicles. So they replace the brakes, they replace the shock absorbers, they do a lot of stuff. They drop all the oils and put in fresh oil. Now, this is something where I have to think about it. I could use that as a negotiating thing. I could say, well, look, can we drop the price a little bit, and then I'll do the oils and I'll do the brakes and I'll do the suspension on my end. Then it doesn't cost them anything to do that. So I might be able to save myself a couple thousand. There's things like that. If there's maybe a little bit of a scratch on the paint but no dents, and I'm going to wrap the vehicle, that's something to think about. There's little things like that where I can potentially save a little bit of money, but then there's also things where I might be able to pick up a vehicle that already has a long-range tank installed. I might be able to, there's things like that. I don't want it to be too kitted out. Like I've specified, I'm not interested in anything that's kitted out. But for me, it's about that transformation. It's about taking something. If it's got steel rims and it's, they're a bit scratched or whatever, that's cool, because I'm probably going to replace the rims. I'm probably going to replace, if the tires are a little bit old, I can replace the tires. There's a lot of things that is going to be happening where I can change things out. So that's going to be definitely something that's going to be playing a role in seeing like if I can manage the price a little bit. Because if I can save as much as possible, it just gives me more to work with for the build. Yes, there's going to be a lot of stuff is going to be sponsored onto the vehicle, for sure. That is going to happen. But there are also things that I'm going to need to buy. And paying for the wrap, that's going to be 30 grand at least. That's a lot of money. That's 10% of the price of the vehicle. So that's something I need to think of. You know, if I can save that money when buying the vehicle, it makes it better. So, because literally my whole budget is whatever I sell the Jimny for. That's my budget for the build. So it's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight. And I want to try and do all of this relatively soon, because once the lockdown is officially over, I want to be able to go and travel and do my trips. I don't want to be like waiting for the next part of the build or whatever. So I want a build phase and then I want a travel phase. I don't want them to sort of be like intertwined like they were with the Jimny. I want to like wrap up the build and then go and travel, because I think this build is going to be quite physically and creatively intensive, because I'm going to be a lot more kind of hands-on, and all the products are already available for the vehicle. No one has to design or make anything new. So it's going to be a very different process to how I built the Jimny. Let's have a look here at some questions quick. Going to put a full roof rack or just on the canopy? So that's from Kyle Brummer. Kyle, I'm going to do load bars on the canopy, and I'm going to do a roof rack on the over the cab. That's what I'm going to go for, because I know I'm only putting a rooftop tent and an awning over the canopy. And then over the cab, I want to be able to put a spare wheel carcass or something up there and some firewood. MS, did you ever consider a tent trailer? Not a huge fan of trailers, hence, and also on the Jimny specifically, you can only tow 350 kilos unbraked. You can't take a trailer and 2 jerry cans with that amount of weight. So it's really pointless on that end. But in terms of this vehicle, I want to build this vehicle so I don't need a trailer. At least for 99% of my trips. I'm at TV. Hello, Matthias Nieber. There's a new Hilux coming out next year. Will you consider waiting for that one? There is no ways I'll be able to afford a fresh Hilux. No ways. And I think they'll bring the new engine. I don't know how crazy they'll go on a new design or anything. I'm not too sure. My vehicle's still going to look badass. It really is. For how many people will you design the Hilux? Now you have a crew cab. Will it be for 4 people? So it'll be designed for travel with 1 to 2 people. It'll be capable of travel with up to 4 people. If I'm traveling with 4 people, I can always remove the rooftop tent and put on 2 ground tents, and then be able to carry some of the stuff on the roof rack. In ammo crates and things like that, to get a bit of extra storage for clothing and things like that. Chances of me going camping with 4 people is very low. Chances of me going on a holiday with 4 people is higher, because I can put my whole family, my mom, my dad, and my gran in the Hilux with me, and we can bomb out to Botswana for a long weekend. Or if I'm down in the Western Cape with my brother, I can take him, his wife, and my nephew, and we can go camping for a weekend, or we can go stay at a lodge or something for a weekend. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I want the ability to be able to do that we can at least go off road and do something cool, go somewhere unique. But to do a proper camping experience, that's where I'm thinking overlanding trips, 2 people. 2 people comfortably. That's what I want. I want warm shower. I want space for bags and clothing. I want a space to change and shower. I want a rooftop tent and that level of comfort and ease of setup. I want shade from an awning. I want a big fridge to be able to carry nice fresh food. I want onboard water. I want onboard fuel. Those are the things I want. Air compressor, all of those things are non-negotiables. Those are all on there. Recovery equipment, everything. So that is if you guys can kind of think of the vision, it's going to be really badass. I mean, I try and do badass. That's what I try and do. I try and encompass all of those things. I also want to show off the vehicle and all of my sponsors in the best way possible. I want to really show the pinnacle of, that dream build. So I'm going to really work hard towards doing that, for you guys. That's why I want you guys to also chime in and give some feedback and things like that. Obviously, I've got certain restrictions with the companies and things that I work with, in terms of, I can't just, go and use a different rooftop tent manufacturer, for example, when I'm integrated into a specific system. So it's not that system can't be used for you. You can do that stuff as an individual. You can see how it works on my setup. If you do or don't like it, that's totally up to you. If you decide to go and purchase another manufacturer, that's up to you, man. But at least you get to see how the things work with me. But for me, I have a couple more restrictions. Until I get to the point where my Patreon grows to the size where I don't need sponsors and I don't need integration, or affiliation, I can just buy everything myself. That's a different story. That will be in years to come. You can see Andrew St. Pierre White does that. He uses the integration where it benefits him, but when he wants to do something himself, he does it himself. And he's got the finances to be able to do that. It's a little bit trickier for me. But all in time, guys. This is like almost 2 years of YouTube, So we're doing well. We'll have our crazy dream builds, like crazy dream builds in the future. This is still going to be really badass though. And 20 to toy, maybe a snorkel so you don't have to cut a hole yourself. Okay, wait, I've missed a couple here. Sorry, guys. Okay, yeah, there we go. Suspension is a big commitment. I would consider all options. Have had good and bad experiences with Old Man Emu. On my second double cab with Tough Dog, no issues on farm or overlanding trips. Yeah, Curtis, look, we are going to have a really good setup on the suspension. It's going to be something that you guys can do at home. It's going to be something that, it's going to be really nice. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be customizable as well. If you need to tune it specifically, you're going to be able to do that. And yeah, I'm really keen for the suspension setup. So maybe a snorkel so you don't have to cut a hole yourself. Look, I'm keen to cut the hole. I want to, like I said, I want to learn how to do these things. If you can't cut the hole for your snorkel, then there's bigger problems. Random man, love what you do. Big inspiration. What range are you planning on? I want a minimum of 1,000 kilometers. That's a good, safe kind of area to work in Southern Africa. Will you get 2 spares? So the way I'm going to do it, Victor, is the fuel tank that I'm going to run, you can keep your original spare underneath the vehicle, and then I'm going to run a spare wheel carcass on the roof rack, and I'm going to get Hein to teach me how to change a wheel carcass in the bush. So that's going to be another whole episode, how to do that kind of some basic bush mechanic stuff. I think it's going to be very cool. So we might need to find a place to put a high lift jack on this vehicle. So that might be a consideration of something to think about as well. Hilux will have 2 Legend ranges before new release 2023 after Legend 55. Yeah, I'm thinking that too, man. And then if things are going well by then maybe we can look at getting one of those or, a different vehicle. All I'm saying is Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 4x4. That's all I'm saying for build number 3. Or either that or the new Land Rover Defender. Wayne Josias, what's your plan for bathroom facilities? Badass is what Elon Musk said about his new truck. So bathroom facilities, you just got to do what you got to do when you're out there. But in terms of showering and getting changed and stuff, Easy On make what's called the Easy On Cube. And it is basically a tiny little room that attaches to your roof rack. And it opens up into like a fabric room. But what's nice with it is it's huge. And it's actually designed around like a double cab canopy door. So you can open up your double cab canopy door. You can comfortably fit 2 people in there to get changed or have a shower or whatever. So that's going to be something that I'm keen to kind of have. That's going to be quite cool. So Blaine is almost right there on the tire size. Tire size is going to be 265/70/17, I believe. It's a 31.5 inch tire. So it's a roughly 32 inch, 31.6 or something like that. It's around a 2-inch tire, a 32 inch tire. 1,000 kilometers easy. Tire change will be fun. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, sure. In inverted commas. Victor, nice. I did my 40-inch tires on 20-inch rims with hand tools. Everyone said it is impossible. That is, yeah, but Victor, if you've got the ingenuity and the courage, you can accomplish anything. And you bought a Unimog, and that means you are one of the most courageous people out there. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think we're going to wrap it up there. It's a really nice kind of spot to end the show. There's a lot of information out there. If you guys have, if you want to re-listen to this, these videos are all available as podcasts on Rome Overlanding on your favorite podcasting app, Spotify, iTunes, whatever. So it's been really nice to kind of upload these on there. It's a different way to listen to it. Maybe you're driving somewhere or, on your way to work, on your way to the grocery store, and you want to just listen to it. You can do that. I've made sure to keep the audio quality nice so that it's comfortable to listen to. And yeah, guys, I will answer the rest of your questions in chat. But thank you so much for tuning in, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week. And I will have seen some Hiluxes by then, so let's see how this goes.